afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 2 versus 2 on Vaux Farmlands. In the west, it's W.H.H and Dizilion fighting for the Allies. Forming up here, the 3rd Armoured Division backed up by the 50th Infantry. Versus in the east, we got the Germans with Thoton and Fireterror fighting for the Wehrmacht. Germany, Deutschland rolling out here with the 21st Panzer Division. We got Mechanized Armor and Heavy Cavalry here for W.H.H. Harrison, we'll just call him William. Dizilion with Commandos, Fireterror, Luftwaffe Supply, Mechanized Assault, Elite Troops, Thoton with Ostrom, Spearhead and Festung Armor. Quite the collection of doctrines there with a mix of bulletins as well. We've got Infantry Tank Gun, Infantry Grenades, Infantry Panzer Grenadier Stormtroopers and Austrian Osttruppen and Pack Bulletins. Thoton rushing south with 2 Pioneers MG42s. Fireterror straight into Mechanized Assault with the Grenadier MG42 start. In the north, Dizilion advances with triple section. In the south, W.H. Addison, aka just William, rushes forwards with reactions and riflemen here. So the race is off here. Both sides are basically rushing for the respective fuel points. Well, Fireterror, I would say, is less rushing, more of a waddle. But he's certainly moving northwards as well. For now, anyways, we'll see if he sort of decides to go elsewhere. Admittedly, if you're up against the British, and that's how you can usually check by looking at the base, you're usually less inclined to just rush towards the point because the British will naturally, since they do not have to build a structure, get the infantry out there faster. So you're usually better off just taking a more slow approach anyway. So there you go. Mechanized Assault popping out. The Assault Grenadiers here for Fireterror. MP40s ready to shoot down some Tommies or some Yankees. Up here we got Pioneers versus a Rifleman. Machine gun moving down here to set up, provide covering fires. The Grenadiers are down as well. Ace one's there trying to get into the house, and they do successfully get there before they get suppressed fully by the MG42. Up north, MG45 from the section inside the shed. Going to need some infantry to flash them out. Grenadiers on the move there, and the Assault Grenadiers, of course, are still a bit further behind. In the south, the fighting continues here as William is lining up his infantry for big assault here against Thoton's position. He's quickly repositioning machine gun to be able to assist better. In the south or north here, we got a bit of pushing about. There we got the Grenadiers catching the section moving about. Machine gun now inside the shed section routed here. Assault Grenadiers almost ready here to actually fight the Tommies, having walked quite a bit of far way. In the south, Grenadiers MG42 just remaining on the defensive for now. Thoton's Grenadiers are actually repositioned to support in the centre, it seems like, or he might just be breaking off for now. Not a bad idea sometimes. Instead of just bashing your head into a wall, the best approach is just to try and move around it and ignore it. North Pioneers Grenadiers moving in. We got the Assault Grenadiers with the machine gun now in the shed. He's got up there in heavy cover. Here, quick sprint at the right time. There we go. By Fireterror, glass Assault goes quick close in the section. Backed up with MG42. That should allow him to quickly come. And there we go. Heavy damage being flicked on the section. Dropping down in health and numbers in a matter of seconds. Nice push there by Fireterror. Grabbing the northern point here. In the south again, we can see Thoton here is basically moving towards the centre to cover up his teammate's southern flank. And also, imagine trying to draw the Americans out in the south rather than just come to him. He's going to force the Americans to move into him, get pushed back, well, he can take damage, and then he makes the push for the fuel. Overall, I would say a sound tactical move there by Thoton. Not, I think, a move a lot of players necessarily could, quickly just make on the fly, but I definitely think it's the right decision there. Again, rather than just commit to more bloodshed pointlessly and head on assault. There you go. Assault is again moving into the sprint. Great user there. I do feel like sprint is a key element to actually getting the most out of the Assault Grenadiers, and it's an ability most people, when they actually go for the Assault Grenadiers, and never use. So, great work there. And by Fireterror, there go Grenadiers moving up to link up, and there you go, flanking up behind Dizilion's forces. Very nice. William has gone for Heavy Cavalry, leaving only Thoton, by the way, without a doctrine. So, there you go. Completely surrounding MG42 joining from the south. There you go, full route. You're going to try and obviously aim for a wipe here on Dizilion's section. You can certainly get that. That'll certainly help out the Germans a bit. There you go. Even trying to rifle retreat. In this case, though, a rather optimistic shot there. Grabbing the northern fuel point. Americans moving in slowly from the south, realising what's going on a bit too late. He has gone for the 10. He is following up with the M20 there. As for Dizilion, there might be some armoured cars for the Germans. We got take up there for Fireterror. Thoton's already there. Big push here, having cleared the north of any Inselaffen and other allies. They're moving south. Telemines down his retreats there to get up. I'd like to make a nice company. As for Fireterror, let's see what happens next. He could theoretically commit, to more Assault Grenadiers. Wouldn't be a bad choice necessarily, though. On a larger map like this, he'll definitely need a half tank. He probably still does, no matter what, so he could quickly move about there. I mean, in particular on larger maps, I feel like some people tend to just underestimate how good of a half can actually be. You could just quickly shift things about there, giving the ability to decide engagements much faster. That can actually give you an edge at times. Alright, from pursuing the Grenadiers need to fall back. Machine gun sending up here, trying to bait them into it once more. In the north, we got a big push here from Dizilion. We got a machine gun bunker going up to defend the northern fuel point. Nice work there by Fireterror. Machine gun done. Like to make a nice company up there for Thoton. And we can see here that William is pushing through in the south here. 3rd Armoured continues upwards. In the north, 15th Infantry is beelining for the fuel. Machine gun bunker almost done, though. There might be a bit of a problem here with this shrubbery. I feel like he might have underestimated that one. It can be a bit difficult to time what is actually shot block on reason. I can see they're firing through it. It probably is not a shot blocker though. So there you go. Opening up here in the section, they will be into the point neutral at the very least, though doubtfully we'll be able to grab it. And here we got a bit of going on here. The Assault is going to move up against the section here. This grenade assault could be useful. Second going up closer here. Assault is going to move to deal with them. Very good. Out in the open, the Assault grenades. Oh, for some reason they did a pirouette there, but there you go. Going to go down those Tommies. Machine gun sitting out at pretty close blank range. Might be a bit of a mistake there. Calf point being hit as well. Section routed from the northern fuel point, by the way. In the south, William here is completely blasting away Thoton, leaving Fireterror's back rather exposed. So we'll have to see how they handle it. Like to make a nice company down. We got a 2-2 plus Panzer Grenadiers on the way there for Thoton. Fireterror flooding resources. What is he thinking here? What is his plan? And basically, we got the M20 going in. The Grenadiers like going to get wiped out by the M20's 50 caliber. Nope. Gets away. Oh, he's going to win a Panzerfaust. He was willing to try and risk it for Panzerfaust there. Didn't pay off. 240 manpower gone there. Up north here, 94-2 pushing back the remaining section members. Going to push upwards here. Pretty intense stuff in the early game. 2-2 on the hunt. Panzer Grenadier halfway down there for Thoton. Fireterror there. Finally get up. Would like to make a nice company. Almost got the M20 here. That's going to not quite make up for the loss of the Grenadiers. Well, kind of shooting some sort of raw resources, but you know. The Grenadier, I would say, could have been avoided getting wiped here, and probably still would have gone the M20. In the south, Pioneers advance up. Panzer Grenadiers done. So there's some heavier fighting here, already seeing a lot of back and forth. Up north, we got the anti-tank to deal with the machine gun bunker. Bold move here, considering how overextended it is. I think here Dizilion realizes, hang on, we might be overextending this thing. We could be handing it over to the Germans for all we know, and you know, decides perhaps not to go that far. He's certainly the right approach. Fireterror going for the Panzer up the Canona field, so he's obviously worried about British vehicles. Any other additional support there from William? I mean, theoretically, to try and pop in a student, he actually goes for a second M20. Now, that's a bit of a rare one. You do not see many American players committing to a second M20 utility car, but William H. Anderson is not your average American player. Section moving up, they've been bolstered, so they do more damage because they got another member, meaning, you know, an extra rifle. Plus, they too, again, because of that, can also absorb more damage. There you go. Going to push the machine gun bunker here. Aggressive push there. Theoretically, though, Fireterror could flank up. He wants to going to take that. We got a sniper ball out here for Dizilion as well. Lieutenant push back, and there we go. We got the second M20 out. The surprise M20. The M20 no one ever expects. Bunker down, bit of a blow there, we go. Nope, always flanking up with the assault grenades. Nice work, Rifle. They're doing heavy damage here to the section. And section you might be able to deal with it somewhat. In this case, this is kind of where Fireterror would like a light vehicle, like a half-tech. Or maybe a Mechanised Assault group with just a bunch of troops to really do some work here. Right now he's close, but he can't, I think, quite finish the job there. We'll have to see, of course, back here. Healing enforcement going on. Same here for the British. Bit of skirmishing around south here, as William and Thoton are fighting for control of the centre village. Up north, machine gun in, Pioneers trying to creep up. Dizilion is essentially in a bit of dark in position. What he really should be doing with the Pioneers is not push ahead, but he's actually move up. He should wire or mine off all of this with S-mines if he could. That way, except lax munition, but when he could, that way he would try and bait them into it. And then when they have to retreat, because at some point they're going to have to, they'd then be retreating through the S-mines, which of course grievous character. There you go. Some manageable through the Grenadier 74-2. Mechanized Assault Group there is rolling ahead with the 250. Lighter Schützen Panzerwagen. Grenadiers looking to come out on the retreat path. Can they do the job here? I think you should have timed this a bit better with a Mechanized Assault Group, truth be told. That way you could have had more chaos and confusion sown into the ranks of Dizilion up here in far north. Infantry push back, dealing with a little less there. Pack 46 the point here in the south. Bit of a standoff continuing between William and Thoton. Thoton, by the way, having committed now fully to the Spearhead Doctrine, opening up for mortar half-tracks, which is also basically in this version on the 250 half-track. And there he goes, striking here. Ooh, sniper there, I think is going to go down. They need to get rid of the anti-tank crew first, otherwise that's going to be a free hit. There we go. No, the anti-tank ends up blocking here. Oh, no, he doesn't get the sniper. He does get the anti-tank, but that was a bit rubbish there. Thoton going for the 250 mortar half-track. That was also a version with the 251 half-track. Didn't have a bigger mortar. The 8% of it was basically the biggest one they added there. I think the Americans, though, managed to add a bigger one to their own half-tracks. Anti-tank really damaging the crew quite a bit there. 250 half-track up to back up the other units in the south as Thoton is trying to push back William. Up north, 250 half-track trying to escape him. Machine gun blades made Panzer doing on the cans roll, but they're incredibly low on health. They're going to have to retreat here. That'd be quite a shame here for Fireterror to lose them. There you go, MD42 opening up. Brutal fighting here in the south centre. Fighting continues. Here's the M20s trying to push ahead. Pack for them moving in. There you go, lands a nice hit, penetrating the M20's thin armour. Mortar fire, Panzer goes there, just blasting away, and the M20 goes down. William was trying to do too much and got punished. Mortar half tank hanging back, and we got heavy cavalry. We always got heavy cavalry. We got the Rangers out. They're not quite cavalry. Unless you put them on horses, but the game doesn't have horses. Well, not living ones anyways. But it is being assaulted by the rifle. We got the 222 moving up here, 250 half track moving into the south to help flush out the Yankees there. Could figure it. Oh, he's gone for an incendiary barrage instead. That would have been a bit faster, but I guess regular one does it. Or he could have smoked and then rushed with something else, but always going to clear that out. Back in the German base, we got take up there for Fireterror. Thoton is not quite there for the Allies. We got take up there happening for Dizilion. It's the field headquarters to the company command post. Battalion command post is up for William and the 3rd Armoured. 21st Panzer Division continues onwards. And we got air recons out here for Thoton trying to ascertain the situation with the Allies. First after they're being assaulted. They could transfer up here to just defensive mode to at least make it a bit hard for the Allies to push through. At least we can cut up sections in the open, not looking too good here. Still in defensive mode here. It's actually pretty solid, but it seems like Fireterror has forgotten about it. Some players do, I guess. You could actually end up losing the half-track at this pace. Whereas again, even 6-pounder gun got it anyways. Bit of a loss there for Fireterror, the 21st Panzer Division. The soldiers moving up here, they're causing huge damage to the section, almost wiping it out here. Betchy 2 gain there, goes sprinting for the sniper. Problem is, of course, they have a bit of a hard time actually hitting because they have to stop up to fire. Since they can't fire while sprinting. Of course, they listen to what their mothers told them back when they were children. Don't run and shoot a submachine gun at this, or sprint and shoot a submachine gun at the same time. You could, hurt yourself. Panzer moving ahead here, 7 kills, veterans 1. As long as they probably should retreat soon. Some big infantry pushes here, and we got a Sherman on the way here for William. Very nice work there. Dizilion, yet any armour. Support McCall going up here for Thoton as a Fireterror. He probably should be pushing for someone as well here in the south. Grenadiers being routed. We've got Telemans down there for Thoton. Good work there. Mortar half tank continues to fire down, and hasn't actually had any success with that. Well, it's done some damage, but so far it's yet to kill anyone. There we go. Almost got, in fact, a full wipe there on William's rifleman, but not quite. The Suka Lieutenant moving up to the 2 machine gun providing counting fire for the Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers on the way on advance here for Thoton. Support McCall is fully done. Still nothing there for Fireterror. Panzer should be his priority. Aus dem Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Sniper section moving up here. And there you go, first tank out, William H. Harrison arriving, and Fireterror goes for the Stugi. I think the timing for the Stugi here, considering a bunch of factors, is probably not the most optimal one there for Fireterror. I mean, I can understand to extent he wants to break up the British infantry assaults, but 14 minutes and just to pack 40 in a map this big, I mean, leaves him very vulnerable to armour. I mean, had this been a smaller map, this probably could work out better, but Vaux Farmlands is a very big and open map, so yeah, not necessarily a huge fan of that one without at least some regular Stooks to back it up. Pioneers punching something in, need to be careful, got rifle grenade off here. Easily dodged, Pioneers about to get wiped here. Panzer's getting eventually do that's very good, but about to get wiped as well, need to retreat as well. Scheiße! Fireterror! And we got aircons out here once more for Thoton in the south. He's making very slow progress, but sadly not much more. Stug moving about. He needs to try and stay out of line over there with the 6-pounder gun. Trying to catch a shell of the Pack 40. The Pack 40 instead got wiped by the Rangers. Bit of an extension there by Thoton and handily punished there by William. Sturmgeschütz 3 moving forward here to clear out the 50 caliber machine gun. Rifle moving forward here as well. Up north, the fighting continues to be a bit ragged, but there you go. Nice deep flank here with the assault gun ideas. He definitely understands that you really want to flank with assault guns, try and hit them from angles where they do not expect it. So thumbs up there to Fireterror in this department. Sniper here could end up with their trouble as he has to rush past the veteran 2 assault grenadiers. They could, stop spinning around. It's a bit of a weird thing submachine gun units do, at least the Wehrmacht ones. They have a tendency to just, for some reason they'll spin around themselves when they stop up. Usually missing out some really good time attack to shoot anything. I don't know why they do it, but they have a tendency towards, not always, but at times they'll just, do it. It gets a bit annoying, truth be told. And particularly when you really expect just, to finish something off, and instead they just, doing Swan Lake with submachine guns. Quick rough grenade here to try and stow up the advancing sections. Ooh, close there. 6-pounder gun crew dead. Taut. Sabotaging force across the road to back up by the section on the other side of the road. Grenadiers need to fall back. In the south, Thoton's assault continues to be very slow. I mean, considering he's got the mortar after out, it's really helping a lot here attack forwards. But he's also not gotten any tanks out yet, or at least an assault gun. I'm going to shoot 3G would be pretty helpful for us, the Sherman at least, allow him to play just a bit more aggressively. More fighting ring down there. Pack shoots, hits a tree instead. There's a caught by them before to the punch. Vehicle group continues onwards though, hoping they can somehow brave all the automatic fire, and the result is unsurprisingly predictable as they get stopped. Thoton now committing to a flak panzer. Yeah, I don't think this is the best move on the map here. Again, considering the overall situation, the enemy already has tanks out. They got each one anti-tank gun, and again, the map is, I want to stress this, big and open. This is not, another big but say narrow map like Rails and Metals, which, will allow this much more easily. This is a really big and open map. It's a really good map in that sense, but it rather means you have to be more careful with how you use anti-tank guns. For example, just having one anti-tank in this stage and an anti-infantry vehicle is not the wisest without something to really tackle the tanks on more mobile bases, and that's kind of the issue for Thoton and Fireterror. They're both committing to, expensive-ish anti-infantry armor piece with just one anti-tank gun to back it up. When they really need something a bit more mobile to deal with armor first. So I definitely feel like this is a bit of a mistake for both Fireterror and Thoton. At least Fireterror is now going for the Panzer IV, but he could have to say a regular Stuttgart or say a regular Panzer IV sooner than that. And we got a Churchill tank out even for Dizilion and the 50th Infantry ready to push the infantry forward. So soldiers they're going for the flank again, trying to catch that sniper bastard. And there you go again. Bit of a twist and turn. There you go, assault grenades into the ditch here, causing huge damage to Churchill to the rescue. And by the way, note 8 assault grenades. Nice work there by Fireterror. While his armor strategy might be a bit more suspect, assault grenades, he certainly knows how to handle them. I mean, you gotta respect that. A lot of players again do not know how to really get the most out of their assault grenades, but if you do know how to do it, you can actually get a great deal of, value out of them. And by value, I mean dead allies. Tilly called in to try and break up the defensive position here as Fireterror is trying to attack forward, but this is where it kind of needs the Stu G and not the Stu E, because the Churchill is going to require a lot of firepower. In the south, the Osman and saying they're trying to rout them. We got the mortar after still moving about. 7 kills. Rangers routed here for William. Grab the southern field point here, victory points wise. Small lead to the Allies over the Germans. Hunters moving forwards, closing in on veteran 3. Grabbing the anti-tank gun. Not a bad idea as such, though probably had a bit more support to ensure the sap didn't get immediately wiped. Pack 4 there pushing back the Churchill tank a bit. Sappers grab the anti-tank, and Stu's gonna have to quick clear that one out. Almost got it. Almost, but not quite. There you go. Down it goes. In the south, you can see that Thoton's on the move here with his Austrian flak panzer. Sherman forward here. Panzer 4 pulling back. Pack 40 probably should pull back. There we go. Sniper, Churchill push, and William rushes in his Sherman to support here. Quickly flanking the Pack 40, cutting off there from Nice retreat. Very nice work there. Stugi can't deal with it. Panzer 4 can't deal with it either because he's, stuffed and he's got no more anti-tank weapons. So we can sort of see where the issues arise for this, type of strategy on this type of map. This is a sort of map where you want some mobile and the elements that can actually deal with the tanks before you go for the anti-infantry specialists. Like, you say you want a pair of Stug before you go for a Stugi on Ostwind, or at least a pair of Panzer 4s. You don't want, a single Pack 40 to have to deal with all of that because they can quickly find themselves outmaneuvered. And as Antigon is being routed, as we got William Ney with a pivotal light machine gun, mortar after taking some damage. 10 kills. Sending a mortar round down, and we got Panzer in pursuit by the Rangers. Flak Panzer into support here. 2 kills so far. Intense fighting happening. It looks like Thoton is now planning on going for a Tiger tank, which is definitely very ambitious and not straight down avant-garde. I mean, that is a very particular type of strategy. I mean, most players will at least go for a Panzer 4 before trying to stall into it and at least get a second pack out. But Thoton so far seems to think he's got this covered with a single Ostwind and a Pack 40, which again, very avant-garde, Art Nouveau and all that. Grabbing the points here, we got the Churchill falling back. Panzer good to go, and we got another Pack 40 for Fireterror, so at least he's, going for another anti-tank before trying, I guess. Oh, so he's also going to stall for Tigers. Right now we got 2 Wehrmacht players that are basically going to try stalling for a Tiger tank, as William H is stalling for Pershing. Problem is he's further ahead, they had a bit more resource situation, plus he went for an actual tank, which is actually a really crucial element. So we got a munitions cache here, but that's not really what I was expecting from Thoton. I mean, a fuel cache right now would probably make a lot more sense than, A, go for the Tigers fast, and more importantly, support their teammates fast towards. I mean, the also funny thing, Fireterror is over the one that's done the most damage to this battle. You can see this because he's got 14 command points. Anyone else is either at 11 or 12 command points. So, I mean, Fireterror in some sense has been doing quite aggressively well. It's just he can't get the Tiger, but he's there to theoretically be able to do it. William H. Harrison is really close to being able to call him the Pershing, but again, he just hasn't done the sheer amount of butcher work here that Fireterror has. Oh, not biscuits. Great hit from the Church and the retreating Panzer. Quite a blow there. Firefly following up from Dizilion. He's not going to stall for the big call in because he doesn't have it. Diz is going to go for the regular big thing and, back it up. Pack wiped out, so you end up wasting the Panzer gun essentially for absolutely no bloody purpose. How many packs have we gotten actually? RB Panzer will end up in a bad spot, overextended it, took hit from the tank grenades and the Churchill as well. Not a good push there by Fireterror, and not a good maneuver at all, quite costly. We even got the MG42 wiped here. This is devastating for Fireterror, absolutely catastrophic. For someone who's been doing so much damage, he's now on the receiving end of all that damage. He is being, well, butchered, really. Austin falling back. Thoton, though, is super close to the Pershing, but so is William. Fireterror, meanwhile, again, generally seems to be stalling for a Tiger tank as well. It's a bit further away. Machine gun needs to retreat. Oh dear, might not make it back home. And there you go. Tiger tank out here for Thoton. For the Wehrmacht. Big sweep here to the south, and we've got the Pershing out for William as well. He might finally lose the Sherman, and pop goes the weasel as Thoton finally hunts down the beast and puts it out of its misery, and more importantly, ends his misery at his hands. Churchill need repairs him moving in here. Fireterror's making another push here, bit scattered. Bit, I think, lacking in concentration. Dizilion calling in Commandos all of a sudden. I think this is the first time he's used the doctrine. I mean, he went for Commandos pretty soon on, but so far has made negligible use of it. Now he's trying to seal the Pack 40 under Thoton or Fireterror's nose, and the assault grenadiers are obviously having none of that. Sniper very close to it. Commandos standing up here. Not right here, but it's been pretty ugly there for Fireterror. Need to retreat rather soon. Pershing and Tiger tanks dribbling out here in the south. Tiger tank getting a nice hit. Pack shoots, bounces off the Pershing's armour. Fireterror, though, is starting to get close to the Tiger tank. He's still roughly a minute and a half away before one can call in the Tiger tank. Meanwhile, the Germans being cut off from the fuel and to a lesser degree the victory points by the Allies. Certainly punching the Germans further for trying to stall for the Tiger tanks. But they're not really in a position to do it. I mean, technically William shouldn't have been doing it, but if his opponent started doing it, he's got the overall upper hand. I mean, it's going to work out better for him. So it definitely feels like Fireterror and Thoton miscalculated. A bit of bad math. Tiger tank rolling back here. Flak pants on need repairs. We've got the punishment. Commandos sweeping through over the silent Sten guns. Packs exposed grievously. He's not moving them. Now he is. Got this August moving here. One Pack 40 is going to go down there to the Commandos, silencing it. Going to use the thing when they can. They're forcing retreat. Finally, we got the Aerocons out once more from Thoton. 16 kills down them. Not too shabby. Rough grenade. They almost got the bastards, but not quite. Sniper hanging back here, and there we go. Second Tiger tank. Leaving the Germans now with a total of 2 Tiger tanks on the field. That's a lot of Tiger tanks. Now the question is, of course, can they do what they need to with them? Rushing at the sniper, finally close to getting him, but once more the devil escapes here. Tiger tank moving ahead. Other Tiger tanks still being repaired here. Need to be careful with the Tiger tank here. Fireterror need to be careful. But none of this is in pursuit here of the Pershing. Both penetrating each other's armor. Rifle in the way. Need to be careful. He's going to get too close. He's going to get too close. Trying to get away here, but it's going to be too late. And the tank rifle grenade off. We've got the Firefly moving in here. A line of grenadiers basically screening the Tiger tank somewhat from being rushed, but the Tiger tank here needs to get away less than half health already. Second Tiger tank moving up. Churchill, Firefly moving up. Thoton's realised we need to get the Tiger away, but now the Tiger tank number 1 is getting absolutely blasted here. Fireterror, I think in an attempt to somehow redeem himself for some of the previous mistakes, got way too aggressive and reckless with the Tiger tank and essentially managed to throw it away in less than a minute, at least roughly a minute. Quite a massive blow there to Fireterror, and that really leaves Thoton now to have to do most of the heavy lifting for now. Air support calling to further break up the German strong point here. Tiger rolling back. In the south, Photon's pushing up with the flak pants and the mortar after. Actually 2 there by the way, 14 kills. Panzer's doing what they can. Rangers are close to being annihilated by the flak panzer. Panzer going to do a combo. Machine gun here needs to be flushed out with a bit of mortar fire. And there you go. Bombing's about to happen here. Devastating the trees and the squirrels, but none of the Germans. So now the question, of course, is what does Fireterror do next? Thoton could probably get away with going for Stuke 3G to back up his Tiger tank, and that would be a really good idea. Soldiers there about to get absolutely plastered with heavy fire. They exposed out in the open with no cover to be seen. Tiger tank almost good to go. Thoton moving up, grenades to back up Fireterror. Heavy machine gun setting up. We've got the Churchill moving in. Second Pack 40 down. Fireterror's lost all of his anti-tank gun crews. So yeah, bad spot. Now Fireterror is in a really deep chase. Tiger tank moving up and wrecks the pack. There you go, Firefly to the rescue. Second pack there being napped up. Gonna lose punishment. We've got the section zone up. Churchill as well here. Got the pack from Thoton moving up. Directly on the Churchill, virtually 212 kills. Another hit there. Pioneer's going to be all advancing here. Can't quite get to the anti-tank without losing. In the south, Persian there hammering away at Thoton's extended lines is now forced to back up Fireterror, but probably should be acting as support here for Thoton in the meanwhile, rather than allowing Thoton to have to both push the south and back up Fireterror. Almost getting the Churchill tank here, which would be kind of big for the Germans if they could get rid of that. It's only about Fireterror in the north, but seems like the Churchill will live to see another day. And now we got the Persian moving ahead here, straight for the Tiger, and the Flak Panzer here, routed by the Pack 40. Thoton's Flak Panzer letting some block trouble. Tiger tank moving in here, low on health, but Thoton nonetheless dares it to try and save the Flak Panzer. Up north, sweeping attack here by Fireterror. Machine guns on the way. Very importantly though, absolutely no anti-tank at the moment for his forces, certainly not mobile and fast enough to regenerate his support. This is definitely where Stuke 3G would be quite good. In fact, 2 would be, solid. So for an act, there you go, more assault grenades. Doing some damage here, but the assault grenades will need to retreat now. In the south, Thoton launching another assault here through the southern fields, already stained with the blood of many a German soldier. When he's about to get wiped out with the rifleman. Firefly hanging about in the centre here. The situation looking pretty rough for the Germans. Machine gun grenadiers all fighting about here. Tiger tank being repaired. If Fireterror's got any pioneers, he probably should have an assist here to fix up Thoton's Tiger tank, as it is possibly the only thing that's keeping it in the fight at the moment. So the less time the Tiger tank has to spend off the battlefield, I would say, is the better for the Germans. Panzers then moving northwards. Heavy fire there in the south. Germans pushing through. We got the M4 Germany. Well, actually, that's the private squad with the light machine gun, and the Rangers moving up. They're close to Veteran Fleet. Machine gunners ready to cover them. Center victory point being lost. We got 330 here for the Allies, 280 or 79 here for the Germans. Machine gun push back in the south ground. The victory point here. Pershing on the move. Panzer there being grenaded. Machine ready to cover, but can't quite reach. And there you go. Pack 40 up in the Pershing. Direct hit. Target weak point needs to be set off. Oh, missed. About to get cleared out here by the Pershing. By the looks of it, Panzer there routed. Saved the day. Tiger tank on the move. Flak Panzer next target repairs, and the pack is down. Betchy 2 Pershing, Tiger tank those on the move here. There we go. Direct hit on the Pershing, piercing the frontal armor. Jackson moving up here. Stug on the way for Thoton. Very good, very good. He's flanking, and immediately Ludwig gets splattered out. Up north, pack crews here, up again. Fireterror's making another push here. 22 kills on those chaps. More anti-tank guns, not Stugs. Virtually 2 target tank here for Thoton. That's good. That means more range and more accuracy, which helps balance both his infantry and armor. Stug almost done there for Thoton. And there we go. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Machine got back up with the gunners. We got Tilly Colin and the Grenadiers. Well, in the position here, so now this can cover up as well. Almost got the fellow, but the fellow lives. Tiger tank back up with the Stug mobilized once more for Thoton for the 21st Panzer Division up north. Churchill moving in, slowly approaching the ace level. But it has a bit more to go here. Bit more to go. Stug hanging back. More Thoton moving out. Stug landing in right here on the Pershing. Shot from the Pershing mission through there. Good Tiger tank rush. Far opening up. Be careful here. Dial pack 4 is up, and Machine S is up to cover up. That Churchill advances here. Osman nearby, might want to work to back up the anti-tank as well as the infantry. So they go slightly shooting. Churchill hit from the packs. Non-target weak points are going to stop it. And we got White Phosphorus called in here to basically prevent the Germans from fighting against the Churchill. Very efficient work there by Dizilion. White Phosphorus landing in the pack crew. Flak Panther firing away ineffectually at the Churchill. Machine gun not really having much luck either. The South Commandos getting wiped up in Pershing halfway to the ace level. White Phosphorus raining down. Firefly here Watching as his sappers are being murdered. Big infantry push here from William. Firefly stand up. Stugmingen, where's the Tiger? The Tiger's too far removed. Black Panther down. Mortar after there. Still at 14 kills. Stug's going to go down here by the looks of it. Mentions you one gain, but trying to join into the line of fire. The Tiger, there we go. The Tiger misses. Got the Jackson before the Stug goes down, but oh dear, crew all over the place. Rangers of Perspicacy need to retreat. Stug goes down to the anti-tank rifle grenade in the end. Fireterror there, got punch grenades on the way. No sign in the Sturmgeschütz Ausführung. I hope he's not trying to stay up for another Tiger tank. That would be absolute suicide. Jackson all the way there. We got a machine gun covering the northern point there. Sniper instead here for Fireterror. A sudden change in direction. And there you go, Pershing going for the Tiger tank. Blitzkrieg here to quickly maneuver up in a better position with the Pershing to keep the front against it. Very good. Shoots and bounces. Closing on the ace level on the Tiger tank, which would be pretty great for him, of course. High mobility and more importantly, high rate of fire. Pack forwards are doing some damage to the Pershing there. Artillery they're raining down on the German northern positions. And go, Firefly shoots and bounces off the Tiger's armor tanks. Gonna go for it, maybe? No, decides to pull back. Probably the best idea here. At the same time, they can't keep that up. For a machine finding Sentinel. Semi-armor pigeon rounds here from. They got Mortar raining down. He try and deal with the huge line of Brits. Instead, it's Fireterror Colton as well. Commandos clearing up machine gun nest. Utter pandemonium. Assault grenades, I think, are heading northwards. Yup. Lighting up there, as they've been selected here. Commandos being torn to shreds as Dizilion is throwing it all in here. Everything but the kitchen sink. Tiger tank sitting out so close to the age level. Directed here by the Jackson on the Tiger tank. Very close to the age level. Direct hit there as well. There we go, Ace Tiger tank out for Thoton. Fireterror meanwhile, still going for two. There you go, got an Ace Pershing versus the Ace Tiger. Tiger there's about to go down, the Pershing still remains in a very good condition. Smoke popped here, Pack 40 setting up, but there you go, direct hit on the Pershing. Thoton got the northern fuel point, looks like Rangers going to clear out the Pack 40, and the Pershing gets the Tiger tank. And the Rangers will clear out the Pack 40 before they get rid of the Pershing here, and with this Thoton leaves and Fireterror surrenders. Game over, a loss for the German army, a victory for the Allies, a brutal bloody fight with some heavy armoured playing here, with everyone at least having one heavy tank, some big infantry pushes and big flanks and whatnot. But in the end the Germans rather fell apart, partly because I think they misread the situation to the point where they thought they could get away with storming for Tiger tanks. In fact, they both could get away. They couldn't. Obviously, what they should have done, at least one was going to go for it. The other one should have kept pushing with medium armor, and say stuff like Stugs, then line the armor to at least more safely go for the Tigers, then provides more pressure right away. Rather than say they're both going for Tigers, meaning they neither provided pressure to at least that way stall the enemy, keeping a bit more room for a Tiger tank. So there are some issues. They also think again that they both went for anti-infantry vehicles, and then more or less all but Fireterror went for another Panther 4, but still they kind of went for that. I think was also a mistake there. Again, in particular on a map like that, just relying on a single anti-tank gun is a bit foolish. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone but your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can, of course, also subscribe. Of course, you do remember to press the little button down there, the bell, so get further notifications, because YouTube does like to mess up. And just recently, there's apparently a lot of people did not get any notifications about videos whatsoever. I mean, sure, that might not help, but it might just slightly give you better odds getting about it. And if you others like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon as well. This is Pro LinkedIn. Cheers, thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. I hope to see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.